Hi, this is Chris with Christopher Turner Yoga. Today I'm going to be taking you through a sequence. It's going to be more on the advanced end of the spectrum of what I teach. So it's going to be somewhat rigorous, but I also want it to be somewhat mindful. Throughout the practice, we're going to be taking little sort of pauses. So my goal here will be to sort of bring us up and then have just a brief little bit of a pause and then bring us up again and a pause and so on. We'll see how it goes. And also I wanted to focus on having a bit of an intention in this practice. I know in my own practice when I come into a yoga practice with a bit of an intention, it can just be a little bit more powerful. So we'll see if that works for you too. So you will need either a thick towel or a blanket or some yoga blocks. We're going to be doing just a bit of heart opening stuff at the beginning and the end. So I'm going to be using yoga blocks for that, but a thick blanket or towel will work great too. And I think that's it. I think that's all we need. So yeah, let's get going. For this class, I want you to focus on the intention of being patient with yourself. And I feel like in yoga, we often get to places where we're butting up against difficult things and things that we don't quite know how to do, or postures that are difficult for us. And I think the best way to move through those or to be good in our practice is just to be comfortable with those things. And in life too, I know all of us have situations or circumstances or people where it's difficult for us to be patient with them. Family members that are hard to understand or difficult to get along with. Maybe it's not being able to figure out where you want to take your work, or maybe it's not being able to figure out how to find the right relationship. Are all those questions that we have that sort of keep us up at night and we find difficult. So I want you to think about something in your life that might be difficult, something that you're trying to figure out, but there's really no clear answer. So just take a moment to get that in your head. And I'm going to close my eyes here. So just take a moment. So just think about that thing, that situation, whatever. And now I want you to let it go for the rest of the class. Just sort of focus on patience. Focus on being okay with not knowing. And with that in mind, one of my favorite quotes is from a writer named Rainer Maria Rilke, who was a German writer, who he wrote this particular piece somewhere in the early 1900s. And it's part of a book, a collection of writings called Letters to a Young Poet, where he was writing to a younger poet who was asking him basically advice, asking him to be his mentor. Here goes. Here's the quote. Have patience with everything unresolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves as if there were locked rooms or books written in a very foreign language. Don't search for the answers, which could not be given to you now, because you'd not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps then someday far in the future, you will gradually, without ever noticing it, live your way into the answer. Patience. Let's just focus on patience. So you've got that thing in your life that's difficult, and just let that go for now. Let's have this practice focusing on patience. So here goes. I'm going to start off using my yoga blocks. And in a Shavasana type position to open up the chest. So if you have yoga blocks, just set them up so one is on the medium height and one is on the high height. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can take a yoga blanket and lay it so it's just thick or wide, or lay a thick blanket, doesn't have to be a yoga blanket, and place it just right underneath your spine. All we're trying to do here is just get a little bit of an opening up at the chest. So find yourself on your back, whether it's on yoga blocks. If you're on the yoga blocks, just place the medium height block right about your shoulder blades or towards the bottom of your shoulder blades. It might take a little bit of adjusting to get comfortable. And then the high height just beneath your head. So rest your head on that. You want your neck to be long, nice and long. If you're laying with the blanket underneath you, again, just see if you can bring your shoulder blades a little bit underneath you and open up your chest. So breathing big up into your chest. And nice complete exhale. Another big inhale. And hold at the top here. Sip a little bit more air in. And hold. And then let that out with a sigh. And just coming back to an easy breath. And just try to notice the sensation of your chest opening up. I feel like when we're closed off, when we're confused, when we're upset, our chest tends to collapse, our shoulders hunker down, and this chest opening is a good way to just try to be open to things. So starting to cultivate a nice ujjayi breath, nice deep breath. And nice complete exhale. Engaging your abs a little bit with the exhale. Inhale again. And complete exhale. Keep going with that. Let's start to build a little heat. The breath really helps us get the engine running. So go ahead and see if you can roll off of your blocks or your blanket or wherever you're at. Come down onto your back and bring your knees into your chest. Go ahead and inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Stretch your feet out, stretching all the way from the fingertips through the toes. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, stretching long. Exhale, bring it in. One more of those. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your feet flat on the floor. Go ahead and bring your right foot over the left thigh and just sway your hips back and forth. Just starting to open up that right hip. This should feel good. So engage that right foot just to protect your knee and allow your knee to fold down. Coming back to center, we're going to do a thread the needle here. So either grabbing on behind your left thigh, you want your right hand in between your legs, or around that left shin, whichever seems fair in your body. And if this is really difficult, just pull back to the place that feels okay for you. It's always fine to just leave your foot on the floor too. We're just starting to wake up the hips. So be patient with wherever your body is at. So go ahead and bring that left foot down, right foot down. Bring the left foot over the right thigh and sway this hip back and forth. This one feels more tender for me today. It feels like it needs a little more work. So engaging that left foot helps to protect the knee. Coming back to center, and we're going to do thread the needle on this side. So left hand in between the legs, grabbing onto the back of your right thigh, or if you're more flexible, onto that shin. Whichever way you're doing this, make sure that your left foot is engaged, because that will help to keep the knees safe. So try to keep your bum coming down towards the ground, so you're not just rounding up here. So pushing your tailbone down into the ground as you pull your hip forward. You'll feel that intensify this stretch a little bit. And release that. Bring your right knee over the left, and we're going to do a spinal twist. So allowing your knees to drop towards the left. So just trying to create a little length and openness in the body before we start moving. Looking over your right shoulder, try to keep that right shoulder anchored down to the ground. And then back to center. Left knee over the right. Scoot your bum a little bit over to the left and allow your knees to fall to the right. Maybe using that right hand to pull your legs down a bit. Try to create length in that left side body, so it's almost like you're pulling your hip away from your shoulder. Make this as long as you can. And then coming back to center. So we're going to make our ways over to our stomach. So however you want to get there, if it's okay in your body to rock back and forth, you can do this, a little bit of a massage on the spine. If this doesn't work for you, just come over onto your stomach and find yourself in tabletop. So inhale, cat. Exhale, cow, or actually the other way around. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. And just keep doing that at your own pace. Nice big inhale as you arch your back. Exhale as you round. So I'm going to start doing this like they do it in Kundalini yoga, which is a little bit faster. So if you want to follow along with me, great. Otherwise, just keep going at your pace. But try to keep up with the breath, regardless of the speed that you're doing this at. And coming back to a slower pace if you were going faster, and then coming to a stop. And let's do some hip circles. Just real quick, starting to get those hip joints moving just a little bit. One direction and then the other. Great. So coming down, all the way down onto your stomach. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, come a little bit higher in your cobra. And exhale back down. And keep going with that. See if you can really feel the muscles along your spine lifting you up into this cobra. Go ahead and lift up and hold there. And if you're able, go ahead and bring your arms back into a Shalabhasana. And if you're able, go ahead and lift your toes off the ground, your feet off the ground. So it's a full locust pose. So you don't want to be looking too far forward. So kind of look down so you're not wrenching your neck. And whenever you need to come down out of this is fine. It's kind of a tough pose. So go ahead and come on down, bring your head to your hands, just making a pillow with your hands. Bring the feet up and windshield wiper the legs back and forth just to release the lower back a little bit. So bring your hands beside your chest again. Go ahead and tuck your toes and push up into a plank position. So we're going to do a few plank to chaturanga. This is kind of a big strength thing. If this doesn't work for you, just bring your knees down and you can do the same thing. That'll make it easier. So go ahead and inhale here. Exhale down into chaturanga. Don't bend your elbows too much. Inhale back up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And this time, let's exhale back into downward facing dog. You'll be happy that's over. Bring your feet kind of wide on the mat, wider than you usually would. Pedal your feet out, move around a little bit. Do whatever feels right in your body right now in this first down dog of our practice. So bring your feet back to about hip distance apart and make this a more static down dog. So engaging your thighs, really rolling your shoulders out, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. At the same time, press down through your index finger and thumb to keep that side of the hand grounded. So at the bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and gently step to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. It's great to keep your knees bent at this point if your hamstrings are still tight. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more of those. And fold. Hang out at the bottom of this one. See if you can engage your thighs. And you want the energetic action of your heels spiraling out, toes coming together. And that'll make the forward fold just a little bit easier. It doesn't have to be too intense at this point. Just make it comfortable. So go ahead and bend your knees. And coming up into a chair pose. So chair pose is best. You want your knees tracking straight over your feet. And so see if you can lean back into your heels just a little bit. You don't want to be overarching or over rounding your back. Just try to find a nice neutral position with your back. And then go ahead and stand, hands to prayer. Close your eyes for a moment. Just see if you can think about that intention of patience, if that works for you. And blinking your eyes open, hands down by your side. Inhale, reaching up, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, stepping back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and come down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Nice 5 full breaths here. And see if you can engage your thighs, really pushing your heels down, almost a sensation of lifting your toes up. Your inner thighs are spiraling back. Pull the tops of your thigh bones back, creating more length in your lower back. So at the bottom of this next exhale, go ahead and step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, standing. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale all the way down, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, either up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Deep breath here. Spiraling the upper arms out, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. You want your biceps to be spiraling forward, and at the same time, really anchoring your forefinger and thumb down. So at the bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, standing. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, stepping back into plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, either cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Just one more big breath here. And at the bottom of this next exhale, making your way forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up, all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, chair pose. And we're gonna hang out here. See if you can come just a little bit deeper into your chair pose, really leaning back into the heels. Starting to warm up the legs and the thighs here. Go ahead and interlace your fingers, turn your palms out and up, and we'll come into a horse pose. So bringing your chest as low as you can on your thighs, if this is okay in your body. If it's not, just come back up into chair pose. So go ahead and fold forward, forward fold. So either go ahead and make your way back into plank pose, or if you want to come up into Bakasana first, just for a breath or two, and then jump back into Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bring your right foot up and back. Exhale, bring it forward into your chest. Really tuck it in. Try to kiss your knee. Inhale up and back. Exhale. Bring it in. 3 more. Really doing it nice and slow. It helps to work the psoas muscles. On this next one, go ahead and bring it between your hands. Step between your hands. Bring that back knee down. Inhale up into Anjaneyasana. So really reaching up through your fingertips, but try to make sure that your shoulders aren't creeping up too much. So see if you can tilt your tailbone back. You'll feel more of a stretch through these left hip flexors here. But be gentle on that. We're just starting to open things up. So go ahead and bring your left elbow to the right knee. We're going to do a spinal twist here. If for any reason that doesn't work in your body, just bring your left hand down and right hand up. So either way is fine. Just a gentle spinal twist. So go ahead and step your right foot back, bring it up into 3-legged down dog. Rotate that hip out and open, and just circle the knee around. Try to keep your left shoulder coming up. The tendency in this is to really allow the right side to come up and to collapse on the left side. So square off that right leg and bring it back down into down dog. Nice deep breath. Inhale, left foot up and back. Exhale, bring it into your chest. Really round the back. See if you can kiss your knee. Inhale up. And exhale in. Nice and slow. Two more. And on this next one, really just hold your knee forward for a bit and kiss it, and then place that foot between your hands. Bring the back knee down, untuck those toes, coming up into Anjaneyasana. Again, really reaching up through the fingertips, spiraling your hands towards each other. Try to keep your shoulders down while feeling that length through the side body. Tilting the pelvis back so that you're really feeling that stretch in the right hip flexors. So we're going to do a spinal twist again. You have your options, either right hand to the mat, left hand up, or if you're a little bit more flexible, bring that right elbow just on the outside of the left knee and twisting up, breathing, which is a little bit harder to do in these twists. With each inhale, see if you can grow just a little bit longer and taller in the spine. And each exhale, twist just a little bit more. So plant your hands, untuck the right toes, bring that left foot up and back, and open up that hip. Move that left knee around in space. Try to keep your right shoulder coming up so you're just not just collapsing on that right side. Go ahead and square off that left leg. Bring it back down. Pedal it out just a little bit. Move around just a little bit. And at the bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and step or hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Just a couple breaths here. Sinking back into the heels, trying to lower your bum as low as you can. And standing, hands to prayer. Release your hands, close your eyes. Just notice how you're feeling. Feeling your feet on the ground. Rising up as tall as you can through your spine. Notice your heartbeat. Take a nice big inhale with me. And let it out through your mouth with a sigh. Blinking your eyes open. Sweep the arms up overhead. Urdhva Hasta. Folding forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Stepping the right foot back into a low lunge. Inhale up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands. Stepping the left foot back into plank pose. Either knees just chin or chaturanga. Either up dog or cobra. And exhale into down dog. One breath here. Inhale, right foot goes up and back. Exhale, slowly step that forward. Inhale up into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Left side, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. Bring the knee down. Inhale up into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands back into plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, either knees just chin or chaturanga. Inhale, either up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. One breath. Inhale, left leg goes up and back. Exhale, slowly step that forward. Knee down. Inhale up. Exhale, stepping the right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, you know your options. Inhale, up into cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot goes up and back. Exhale, slowly stepping that forward. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping the left foot forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Left side, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping the left foot back. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plank. You know your options from here. Meet me in down dog. One breath here. Inhale, left leg goes up and back. Exhale, slowly bring that forward. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Close the eyes again. Notice how you're feeling. Bring your thoughts back to that intention of patience. Release the hands down by your side. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping both feet back into plank. So either go through your vinyasa or skip it and meet me in down dog. One breath here. Inhale, bring your right foot up and back once again. Exhale, slowly bring that forward. And just keep your back leg off the ground. So go ahead and bring that knee towards the ground, the back knee. See if you can leave your hips in that position and then slowly straighten the legs. So you'll feel a bit more of a stretch in the hip flexors there. So inhale, coming up into a crescent pose. If balance is difficult for you in crescent pose, just bring your hands to your hips. That should help just a little bit. If you can balance, keep those arms up for at least a moment anyway. And go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your back and see if you can open up the chest and shoulders a bit. So bringing the shoulder blades together on your back. Breathing. So leaning forward over that front leg, try to keep a really nice straight spine. The back leg is really strong. And keep the shoulders coming down away from the ears. So go ahead and plant the hands, stepping back into a plank pose. You know your options. Go through the vinyasa. Meet me in down dog. Inhale, bring the left leg up and back. Exhale, slowly stepping that forward. Keep the back knee off the ground. But go ahead and bring that knee towards the ground. Just notice where your hips are and see if you can straighten that leg out so you feel more of the stretch through the right hip flexors. So go ahead and come up into crescent pose. Again, you know your options. You can keep your hands on your hips, bring your arms up overhead. We're just going to hang out here for a breath or so before we interlace the fingers. So interlace the fingers behind your back and use the awkward grip this time. Really rotate your shoulders back and down. And see if you can square your hips here. So bringing that right hip forward, left hip back. Tilting your pelvis back so you're really feeling that stretch in the right hip flexors. And now leaning over that left foot. Keep your spine nice and straight. Shoulders coming back down your spine and shoulder blades coming together. Back leg is really nice and strong. Go ahead and plant your hands. Stepping back, either go straight to down dog or do your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Go ahead and bring your right leg up and back. And step that forward in between your hands. Spin that left foot back and down. And come up into warrior two. Take a moment to really adjust your hips to the side of the mat. The right knee is spiraling out to the right. Make sure you're not leaning over that front leg. Bring the palms out and rotate them up, really opening up the chest. See if you can keep that shoulder rotation and flip your palms back over. Double check on the alignment of your hands. Make sure that they're pointing straight. Really engage the core here and make it nice and strong. The back leg is strong. That back foot is firmly anchored on the ground. Front leg is strong, really pressing that front foot into the ground and really trying to spiral that front knee out so you're really feeling an opening through that right inner thigh. So go ahead and come back into reverse warrior. Really stretching up through those fingertips. Try not to put any pressure on that back knee. That left hand should just be light on the leg. And then let's swing around into a side angle. Really feeling the stretch from those left fingertips all the way through the left foot. And trying to spiral that chest open and up towards the ceiling. So coming back into warrior two. Bring both palms down. And we're gonna do, sorry for my back, we're gonna do Vashisthasana, our side plank. If it's a difficult pose for you, just bring your left knee to the ground, right foot to the ground, and bring the arm up. If you're able to do side angle, just go ahead, bring your left foot to the ground, right hand up, maybe hover that right leg, breathing. So go ahead and plant the hands, coming back into plank pose. Either go through your vinyasa or meet me in down dog. Nice big inhale here. Let it out with a sigh. Inhale, bring the left leg up and back. Exhale, slowly bring that forward. And coming up into warrior two on this side. Take a moment to really find your stance. Right knee, or left knee is spiraling out, really opening up that inner left thigh. Stretch out the palms, palms facing up, really rotating the shoulders open so the chest is opening up towards the ceiling, and then flip the palms back over. Make sure you're not leaning over the front leg too much and really stretching from your heart center out through your fingertips. Really strong in the legs. The back leg is really nice and strong. Feel that back foot really grounded on the ground, really pressing down into the front foot. And continually feeling that front leg spiraling out, so it's an active opening of your inner left thigh. Go ahead and inhale back into reverse warrior. Don't put pressure on this back knee, just lightly dangle that hand there. Stretching up to the left fingertips, really feeling that stretch through the whole left side body. And then go ahead and bring your left elbow to your left thigh, coming into the side angle. Really feeling the stretch between those right fingertips and that right foot, and creating as much length as you can on that right side body. Spiraling the chest up towards the ceiling. So plant your hands. We will do Vashisthasana on this side. So either bring your right knee down, left arm up, or if you're able to do full Vashisthasana, bring that right foot to the ground. Try to bring your right toes to the ground, so you're almost standing on that right foot. And then, if you're able, hover the left foot. If you're not, it's fine to just keep it there. Plant the hands, either vinyasa or down dog. We'll meet in down dog. Go ahead and bring your knees to the ground. And let's take a child's pose. So child's pose is tough for you to come all the way back and do more of a puppy pose position. But just take a breather here. Take a moment to just take stock. Notice how your energy is doing. Go ahead and move your hands over towards the left and see if you can feel a stretch in that right side body. Stretch your right fingertips up as high as you can. It should feel like a gentle opening there on the right side. And then moving back to center, move your hands over towards the right. And then walking your left fingertips up as far as you can. And feeling that stretch all the way down into your waist. And coming back to center, back up to hands and knees. And then back up into a plank pose. Either meet me in down dog or do a little rinse cycle with your vinyasa. Inhale, bring that right foot up and back. Exhale, slowly step it forward between the hands. And step that left foot forward to coming up. Going to do pyramid pose. So you want your left foot to be a little bit closer than it would be in a warrior pose, maybe 3 feet apart or less. Try to square your hips towards the front. Keep your hands on your hips here. Inhale, arching your back. And exhale, fold forward over that front leg. Keep the front leg really engaged. We're really working on this hamstring stretch on this side. If it's available to you, you can either use blocks to support you here. You can bring your fingertips to the ground. Try not to round in your back too much, although it's okay if you do a bit. But try to keep your back somewhat straight here instead of just collapsing over that front leg. Keeping that back leg nice and strong. So we're going to do a little bit of a spinal twist here. So either you can keep your fingers on the ground, or if you have a yoga block, that might help to bring you up just a little bit. So either way, just turning that right shoulder up. If this is really difficult for you, you can always do this with a chair in front of you. So you're supporting yourself with the chair. Props are great in yoga. Try to do what feels fair in your body. If this is okay, bringing the right arm up. And trying to almost do a back bend in your upper back so you're not just collapsing down there. So squaring off the hips again, coming back up. Step that left foot back a little bit. We're going to come into warrior one here. So spiraling the hips towards the front and lifting the arms up overhead. Breathing. Maybe slowing down the breath just for a little bit, catching your breath if you can in warrior one. And so slowly bring your hands back to the ground, stepping back either vinyasa or meet me in down dog. One nice big breath here. Inhale, bring your left foot up and back. Exhale, slowly step that forward. Step the right foot in a bit and coming up, preparing for pyramid pose. So that the right foot will be at 1 or 2 o'clock. So it's pointing just a little bit off, straightforward. So turning the hips, trying to square the hips to the front of your mat. Engage both legs. Both legs are really nice and strong. Inhale, just a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, trying to keep that arch in your back as you fold forward over that front leg. Again, if this is really tough for you, just place a chair right here. You can support yourself with a chair. It makes this a lot more accessible. If this isn't so bad, maybe think about bringing your fingers to the ground. You can always use yoga blocks to support yourself as well. So breathing, trying to keep up with the Ujjayi breath, whatever you're doing. If you can't keep up with your breath, if you can't keep that nice, slow, deep breath, probably means you're pushing yourself too hard. So find a way to come back. You can always take a break. Child's pose is always a great option. Again, be patient with yourself wherever you're at. So a bit of a spinal twist here. Either fingertips to the ground. If you're really open, you might be able to bring your palms to the ground. You can bring your hand to a chair. That left hand to the left hip. Try to keep the back leg really strong and grounded. And if you can, opening up to that right side or the left side, opening up. Try to almost do a back bend in your upper back. So your spine is really straight and long. So go ahead and bring the hands down. You know your options. Vinyasa, straight back to down dog. Maybe a child's pose. I'm going to hang out in down dog for just a bit. At the bottom of your next exhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Closing your eyes, catching your breath. Noticing how you're feeling. See if you can be present in your whole body at the same time. If you're sweating, just notice the sweat on your body. Notice the sensations of that. I know I am sweating a bit. And notice your energy. Notice how you're feeling after doing all that work and coming to a moment of stillness. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. Step wide onto your mat for Prasarita, Padottanasana, wide leg forward bend. So turning your toes in just a little bit, heels out. You don't want your feet to be pointed out. So bring your hands to your hips, and on an inhale, arching, exhale, fold forward. If you're really tight in your hamstrings, you can always use yoga blocks or even a chair here in front of you. Try to keep a nice straight back as you're folding forward here. Engaging the thighs. Try to spiral those inner thighs back, making your spine as long as you can.
creating as much length as you can from your tailbone up through the top of your head. And continually trying to keep your back straight, just continually working on tilting your pelvis forward. Nice, slow, deep breath. So inhale, coming up a bit, flat back. Exhale, fold again one more time. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, and coming up. Exhale, turn your heels in, toes out. And just starting off in a bit of a goddess pose here. Bring your hands to your thighs, or you can bring your hands up if you're comfortable with this. So inhale, coming over to one side, lifting up that right heel. Place that heel back down. Exhale to center. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Couple more, just at your own pace. Side to side, finishing up on the left side. Bring your hands back to your hips. And I like to really stretch out my inner thighs from here. I tend to have really tight inner thighs. With men especially, it seems to be a little bit tougher to open up these muscles. So if this feels like a good stretch for you, if this is tough, that's great. You can always put your hands on a chair again. If you can bring your forearms to your thighs and just press back like this, it's great. Try to keep your back relatively straight. So you're really working on opening up the inner thighs here, opening up the hips. So your pelvis is coming forward, you're pushing your knees back, and really work on stretching out those inner thighs. Just breathe. Maybe rocking just a little bit from side to side. Feels good. Do not make this totally static. So go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. Slowly come up again. Make your way to the front of your mat. And let's make our way down to our bums. So sitting nice and tall, starting off here in staff pose. If this is tough for you to sit with a nice straight spine, if you're really slouching back in this, please consider using a yoga block to elevate yourself a little bit, or you can use a blanket. Wherever you're at, bring your palms to the ground. Really engage the thighs and sitting up as straight as you can. So really feel like you're actually using the psoas muscles to pull yourself forward. So try to actively spiral your pelvis forward. This is a much tougher pose than it looks like. So let's go ahead and release that. Bring your right knee in. See if you can hug that knee in. And really give it a nice hug. And then we're going to do a spinal twist from here. So you can stay here, just hug onto the knee, grab the other side of the knee and twist, putting your right hand behind you, using your left arm to hug the knee. If you're a little bit more open, you can bring the right foot on the other side of the knee. And if you're a little bit more flexible, we'll do Ardha Matsyendrasana, where you bend that knee. And first hug on to the knee on the left side. If this is okay for you, you can always hook that left elbow around the knee. Wherever you're at, see if you can make your spine as tall as you can. And almost try to do a back bend in the upper back. We really have a tendency in this pose to collapse over in the upper back. Breathing. Each inhale makes you grow taller. And each exhale takes you just a little bit further into the twist. Only if it feels okay. So inhale, looking back over your left shoulder. Exhale to release. And whichever version of this you're in, go ahead and bring your hands over to the left side of your body and come nice and tall and twist a little bit to the left. Just a nice counter pose. So release your legs. Straighten the legs back out into a Dandasana shape, a staff pose shape. Hug that left knee in. We'll start off by trying to sit nice and tall here, really making your spine as tall as you can. Try not to slouch too much here. Engage that right leg. So same options on this side. You can do a twist from here, placing your hand behind you and twisting around to the left. You can bring that left foot on the other side of your right knee and do the same thing. Or you can go ahead and bend that right leg. Again, place the foot on the other side of the knee. Start off by hugging that knee in. And if you're following along with me in this Ardha Matsyendrasana, if it's available to you, only if it feels fair in your body, you can hook that right elbow past that left knee. Wherever you're at, each inhale is bringing you taller, making you grow a little bit taller. And each exhale is bringing you a little bit further into the twist. Try to almost do a back bend in the upper back, really nice and tall, open chest. So slowly unwinding from there, wherever you're at, bring your hands over beside you on the right, lift nice and tall, and just do a little bit of a counter stretch, counter pose. So bring the feet back into a Dandasana shape just for a little bit. If you're able to do a forward fold here, reach the arms up and reach forward. If this is really tough for you, if you're just rounding here, you can either lie back on your back. We're going to be moving to our backs in a moment, or just stay up in Dandasana if this seems okay. So either way, just getting a bit of a forward fold here, whatever shape you're in. If you are able to reach your feet, go ahead and grab onto your feet and see if you can spiral your big toes in and pinky toes out, so you're really creating a nice flat foot. Wherever you're at, ever so slowly, making your way to your back. Feet flat on the floor. Take a moment here. So we're going to do just a couple back bends here. So go ahead and lift up into a bridge pose, pushing your hips up off the ground. Make sure that your knees are not splaying out. So you want your knees to be pointing straight over your feet and coming relatively straight up so they're not splaying out to the sides. If this is tough for you, you can use your elbows, really pushing your elbows into the ground and pointing your fingers up. If you're a little bit more flexible, go ahead and interlace your fingers underneath you and bring your shoulders back, really trying to bring the shoulder blades together and pushing up into this. So try to spiral your inner thighs down, outer thighs up. Tilt your tailbone back just a little bit so you're not arching your lower back too much. And go ahead and lift your heels up off the ground. If your hands are interlaced, release them wherever you're at, just ever so slowly, one vertebra at a time, bringing your back down to the ground. When your heels come down last. Just notice your breath, notice how you're feeling. So we're going to do one more back bend here. Bridge pose is a great option. So go ahead and just come up into bridge. If you know Urdhva Dhanurasana, and only if you know Urdhva Dhanurasana, this is not something I teach on video. It's one of those things that's better taught in person. You can go ahead and come up into a full wheel. If you are coming up into a full wheel, place your hands just right beside your head, slowly coming up onto the top of your head first. Don't put any pressure there. Just make sure that your elbows are coming together and then slowly coming up. Whether you're in bridge or in Urdhva Dhanurasana, make sure that your knees aren't splaying out. And try to tuck your tailbone just a little bit so that you're not arching your lower back too much. Breathing, nice, slow, deep breath. For most of us, our toes tend to spiral out. So think about bringing your heels wider, toes together. And that'll help keep proper alignment at our legs, whether you're in bridge pose or Urdhva. And wherever you're at, just come down ever so slowly. Bring your heels up off the ground again, and slowly bringing one vertebra down at a time. Heels coming down last. Keep your feet wide, allow your knees to fall together. Just create a little width in the lower back. Try to allow the lower back to release after doing those back bends. Go ahead and bring your right knee over your left thigh. Scoot your bum over to the right. We're going to do a spinal twist again. Again, trying to create length in that right side body. So see if you can pull that right hip away from that right shoulder. It's very subtle. It's not going to move much, but just by that, having that simple intention, you'll feel the stretch a little bit through that side body. And coming back to center. Switch the cross of your legs, scoot your bum over to the left, allow your knees to drop to the right. again, trying to pull that left hip away from the left shoulder, making yourself as long as you can on that left side. And coming back to center here. Bring the right foot over the left thigh. I'm going to do thread the needle one more time. Your hips should be a lot more open at this point. And so again, you have your options. Make sure that you're doing what feels okay in your body. Either grab onto the back of your left thigh or the shin. If you're more flexible, you can always grab around that left foot, or right foot, and stretch the left foot out. Wherever you're at, just make sure that you're not pushing it too hard. Make sure it feels fair in your body. So go ahead and hug that right knee into your chest wherever you're at and straighten out the left leg. Bring both knees into the chest. Both feet back down on the ground. Left foot over the right thigh. So same options here. So thread the needle, grabbing onto the back of the right thigh. Wherever you're at, really engage this left foot. That'll keep your knee safe. If you can grab onto the shin, that's a great option too. If you're more open, if you're more flexible through the hips, you can always do a cradle the baby here and stretch out that right leg, or keep the knee bent. So hugging that left knee into the chest wherever you're at. Hugging the right knee into the chest. So either stay here, or if you can do a happy baby, grabbing onto the outsides of the feet. Let's rock around a little bit from side to side. See if you can really press your lower back into the ground so you're not just rounding in the lower back here. Really pull your feet down. And then release the feet. So either go ahead and take a Shavasana here, or if you want, you can do the blanket underneath your spine. I'm going to do the yoga blocks again. Nice heart opener, chest opener. Whatever you're feeling like now is perfect. Just coming to a point of stillness. Arrange yourself however feels right for you right now. See if you can let go of the breath. See if you can really relax your shoulders down into the ground. Try to notice any places that you might be holding tension and just let them go. Notice if your forehead is relaxed, your eyes are soft and wide, your jaw is relaxed. tongue is relaxed. Notice the sensation of the air on your palms. And just follow your breath. If you're on your yoga blocks or towel, maybe consider removing them and laying flat on your back for the rest of this Shavasana. Starting to bring your awareness back into your body. Just gently moving your fingers and your toes. Take a nice deep breath here. Nice complete exhale. Another inhale, stretching your arms up overhead. Making yourself as long as you can, stretching out through your toes. On your next exhale, bring your knees into your chest. And rolling over to whichever side is more comfortable. Slowly pushing yourself up into a comfortable seat. Just another few moments here. Sitting nice and tall. Notice how you're feeling now. Go ahead and stretch your arms up overhead. Back down and around. Bring your hands to prayer. Namaste. So thank you for joining me in that practice. Yeah, I think it's always a good mantra to be patient with ourselves and to try to be patient with the things that we don't understand, can't make sense of, or don't know which way to go yet, whatever the questions are. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next class. Thank you.